Remember the time when cars had souls? When every model had its own personality, bold designs, growling engines, and a presence that turned heads. Back then, it wasn't just about getting from A to B. It was about that feeling. Over the years, many of these icons faded into the rearview mirror, retired, discontinued, or overshadowed by today's tech-focused lineup. But what if we could bring them back? Imagine. With today's engineering, electrification, and design possibilities, some of these legends could make an epic comeback. Before we dive into the list, let's ask the big question. Why do we even need these cars back? Well, look around. Today's car market is efficient, safe, tech-savvy, but also soulless. We're entering an era where cars no longer excite. The driving experience is watered down by lane assist systems, artificial engine noises, and dashboard screens that feel more Silicon Valley than Detroit muscle. And not to mention boring gray, white, and black colors. Designs are dictated by wind tunnels and safety regulations. Performance is filtered through software, and emotion left behind. Now don't get me wrong, progress is good. But in chasing perfection, we've lost personality. That's why these iconic machines matter. They weren't just for transportation. They were statements. Each one had its quirks, its attitude, its soul. And reviving them with the right balance of modern tech and old-school feel could remind the world that driving isn't just a task, it's a thrill. It's a form of art. Now, let's bring back that spirit. Let's hit the gas on 5 legendary models that deserve a 21st century reboot. And trust me, your inner car lover is about to feel very seen. Now, number 1 is an American classic, the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Only a few cars scream American muscle like the Trans Am. With its aggressive lines, T-top roof, and that screaming eagle hood decal, it wasn't just a car, it was a cultural icon. Made famous by Smokey and the Bandit, it became the dream ride of an entire generation. But after Pontiac's shutdown in 2010, the Firebird vanished into the shadows, and yet it never truly disappeared. The legacy still burns strong in the hearts of gearheads everywhere. Now imagine this, a reborn Trans Am with modern muscle under the hood, wide stance, LED halo lights, a digital cockpit with retro flair. Underneath, a supercharged V8, or maybe even all-electric drivetrain that channels instant torque into raw American thunder. With Dodge retiring the Challenger and Camaro's future uncertain, the streets are wide open for a new king of cool. Bring back the Trans Am and give a new generation something to obsess over. Next up is a Japanese marvel that's long overdue for a comeback, the Toyota MR2. A cult classic begging for a modern revival. Mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, feather light, the MR2 wasn't just fun. It was a mini exotic for the everyman. From its razor-sharp handling to its go-kart-like agility, the MR2 carved out a loyal fan base that still sings its praises today. Especially the second generation, often called the baby Ferrari, with styling that turned heads without breaking the bank. But the MR2 disappeared after 2007, leaving behind a gap in Toyota's lineup that's never been filled. Now imagine a modern MR2, sleek, aerodynamic, with a hybrid or fully electric powertrain. Pop-up headlights make a retro return. The cockpit, minimalist, driver-focused, and packed with Toyota's latest tech. It could slot perfectly between the GR86 and Supra, bringing back the thrill of pure, mid-engine balance in a package that's actually attainable. If Toyota wants to revive its golden age of sports cars, the MR2 is the right move. Now can you guess the next one? The weird, wild, and wonderful, the Chevrolet El Camino. The muscle truck mashup that needs a modern-day comeback. Part car, part truck, 100% attitude. The El Camino was like nothing else on the road. It had the comfort of a sedan, the utility of a pickup, and the style of a street machine. Basically, it was mullet on wheels perfection. Business in the front, party in the back. From hauling lumber to lighting up drag strips, the El Camino wore many hats and looked good doing it. But after 1987, Chevy pulled the plug. Why? Well, who knows? But in today's world, the timing has never been better. Now we live in an era obsessed with crossovers, utes, and lifestyle trucks. Now picture this, a reborn El Camino, offered as a sleek electric model or as a good old gas-powered version. Maybe even a torquey diesel for those who want utility with a rumble. Muscle car stands up front, smart storage in the back, and your choice of what fuels the beast. That's the kind of freedom drivers crave. It could dominate both the workside and the weekend scene, just like the original, but with some 21st century swagger. In a sea of lookalike SUVs, the El Camino would stand out like a leather jacket at a country club. Now let's dive into the next chapter. Now, it's time to bring back the Mazda RX-7, the rotary rebel that stole our hearts. Few cars capture the soul of driving like the Mazda RX-7. Light, low, and impossibly beautiful. The RX-7 was more than a car. It was an experience. Its secret weapon? That rotary engine. Compact, high revving, and smooth as silk. Sure, it had its quirks, oil thirst, tricky maintenance, but that engine sang like nothing else. The FD-RX-7, with its curvaceous body and razor-sharp handling, became a 90s JDM icon. Featured in everything from Initial D to Fast and Furious, it was the dream car for a generation of enthusiasts, and for some, it still is. Now imagine what Mazda could do today. They've been teasing rotary tech for years, using it as a range extender in EVs, but we're dreaming bigger. Now picture this, a modern RX-7, blending a next-gen rotary with electric assist. Light chassis, killer design, analog feel, but with a modern punch. It could be the perfect answer to cars that have become too bloated and boring. Not everything needs a V8 roar or complete EV silence. The RX-7 could be the bridge, where performance meets some personality. Are you ready for the final one? Now let's finish our list with a bang. The purest roadster of the 2000s, the Honda S2000. Now the Honda S2000 wasn't just a sports car, it was a statement. A high-revving, precision-built scalpel that embarrassed cars twice its price. With a redline screaming past 9,000 RPM and a near-perfect 50-50 weight balance, it was every car enthusiast's dream. Minimalist, pure, and connected. No gimmicks, just speed, sound, and sensation. And yet, in 2009, it vanished, a victim of changing times and tighter emissions. But what if it came back? Imagine a new S2000, modernized, but still raw. A turbocharged inline-4 that sings at high RPMs, or maybe a lightweight hybrid with instant torque and razor-sharp handling. It could be Honda's answer to the overcomplicated sports cars of today. No touchscreen obsession, just a digital tack, a short-throw shifter, and the open road. The stage is set with a Civic Type R, which shows that Honda's passion for performance is still alive and well. The world needs the S2000 again, leaner, smarter, and still wildly fun. But we aren't done yet. It's bonus car time. And for fans of sideways action and clean JDM design, this one's for you. It's the Nissan Silvia. The S15 generation was the final and arguably the best of Nissan's legendary Silvia line. Lightweight, rear-wheel drive, turbocharged, this coupe wasn't just built for speed, it was built for feel. Balanced, agile, and born to drift. It earned its place in tuner culture, street racing scenes, and garages worldwide. And then, it disappeared. In 2002, Nissan quietly killed the Silvia, and no true successor has existed since. But the demand? Still there. Silvia's values are rising, and fans are still building and modding them 20 years later. Now picture this, a modern Silvia, sleek coupe profile, turbocharged 4-cylinder or electric rear-wheel drive option, affordable, tunable, and driver-focused. Styling that nods to the S13 to S15 era, but with sharper, modern lines. In a world of bloated crossovers and lifeless hatchbacks, a new Silvia could become the tuner car for a new generation. Because not everyone wants a 500 horsepower supercar or an autonomous pod. Some of us just want to feel the road. Now these machines weren't just cars. They were icons. And with the right design, they could rule the roads again. Now which one would you bring back first? Drop your dream comeback in the comments below. And if you're as hooked on nostalgic car talk as we are, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started.